Dun, dun, dun. Hey Charles Tech Day! Hey guys, welcome to the Me and Charles Show. Today I'm going to talk to you about my walkie-talkie comm setup for our Team B Squad. Basically, we have a really bad habit of having our comms in our ears and communicating with each other, so I try to make it as easy as possible for us to communicate. And since we wear helmets, I thought incorporating it into the helmet was the easiest scenario. Instead of incorporating earmuffs that are like, you know, $80+, I thought I could just incorporate a headphone mic PTT system fairly cheap. In the helmet, we have the connection. This is a special connection. You need a minimum of a 4-port connection for your walkie-talkie comms, because on the walkie-talkie we have 4 signal cables. We have mic ground, mic live, and we have speaker ground, speaker live. And I'll show this in the diagram of the layout of the wiring harness that you have to make, but this is a LEMO connection. You can Google and look for what suits your budget. These connections were pretty expensive, but you can get any kind of connection that at least has 4 inputs, 4 outputs. After we connect the connection in the helmet, basically what I did is drill a hole right in here and screwed the connection in, and then it cables through here to a microphone in the side, and that's where it clips to near my mouth, and that's loud enough to speak through the comms. And then we have the speaker here right beside my ear. It cranks loud enough so I can hear it. I used to have it in the center of the helmet, but it wasn't loud enough, so I put it right down here near the earpiece, and it was fine at max level on the walkie. You might want to amplify it if you like the setup, if you don't have delicate hearing. And then the last thing is the PTT, the push to talk button, is on the side of the helmet. I am right-handed, so it's on my left side, so I can hold my pistol at least while communicating. I'll tear this apart and go into the drawing aspect of how it's all cabled, but that's the rough setup of it. There's also this part, which is on my harness, is my comm, and spliced this cable and went out to a cable that had 4 wires running through the cable already. This is a microphone cable. It's a 4-pin XLR cable that I cut off, and it gave me 4 leads like this. That's basically what I used, and then I used a LEMO or a Fisher, or you can use a Hiroshi as well. Those are some connections that are 4-pin to connect the comm straight to the helmet. When I'm wearing the helmet, just by feeling it, I can rotate until I feel it seats properly, and then it clips straight into the helmet right here. And then I have a feed. And now if I was to turn on, here I'll get my walkie-talkie on so you can hear it. So if I was to turn it on,
power on, 16, 15, 14,
I can hear
15.
the comm perfectly. You can see the lighting up on the walkie-talkie system. And now I can talk through the mic. So that's the concept of how it's cabled. Now I'll show you the diagram and kind of got this a bit apart so you can see it kind of better. Okay, so let's talk about what you'll need to start building this wiring harness and how to properly cable it. So you start with your walkie-talkie, and after you have your walkie-talkie selected, most cheap walkie-talkies come with this 2-lead connector. So you have a 16 and an 1/8 adapter here that plugs straight into the side of the walkie-talkie and goes to your headphones and your push-to-talk. Usually most walkie-talkies come with a cheap one. I suggest using that, or eBay it for like $1 or $2, and you can get this cable. That's a necessity for the build. So starting from the walkie-talkie, I'm going to go step by step to get to your ears, to get to your mouth, to get to your push-to-talk button. So after you have this cable, you have to determine which one of these pin layouts is what. Now this might be different from what you get and you should always check it with a multimeter just to see which, your speaker wire, what's your speaker ground, what's your mic positive, and make sure you get the poles in the right position. To do that, you would want to tin it with some solder, just because these are insulated. You might need to use a little bit more solder to get these the flux off of these, so you can actually insulation, so you can actually tin them properly. And then get a multimeter and just check what connection's what, or trial and error. I'll let you know what mine is. So mine, for this connection, it was blue and green is the speaker, and red and copper are the headphone, so the speaker. And how to push it to talk is you have to take a negative and a positive of opposite poles and connect them together with a switch. If I was to take the red and the green wire here and touch them together, my push to talk button would come on. And that's how the walkie-talkie works, is it's just breaking the ground of the speaker cable to make the mic come on down into the walkie-talkie. Okay, so now that you know where the proper polarities are and how this cable breaks out into microphone, speaker, and your push to talk, let's move on to the actual connection we're switching this to. I'm switching it to a LEMO connection. This is a camera popular set item piece. They're a bit more expensive. If you find damaged cables, you can find these around eBay. Also, you can use Hiroshi, you can use Fisher. Those are 4-pin connections, but any 4-pin in-out cable will work. This cable has 4 cables built into it, and we've soldered this straight on in any pattern you want, because remember, it's the other end where you have to do your continuity. So you solder that on straight to the male connection, and then you drill into your helmet and install the female connection. Don't mind that this is 3-pin, you want a 4-pin. You can then break out into the helmet. Now I'm going to draw from this cable and the connection cable straight into the helmet and show you kind of how it's laid out. Now that we have this converted to our LEMO, we want to have our 4 connections break out. So that's our color scheme of what is keeping with continuity of our cable. And then for me, the gold and red was the microphone. So that connects to the mic, or the mic. Boop. And then the green and the blue was the actual speaker. That's my awesome speaker drawing. Now that we have that soldered in, we basically need to break one of the grounds and one of the positives on opposite ends to make the push to talk to work. So you can take the green and the red, or the blue and the gold, and basically break the signal with a push to talk button, and once you push that, it will trigger the polarities to switch to the mic, and you can start talking down the cable. And that's basically how it works. I can go into more detail if you guys are interested, and I can put up maybe a soldering diagram, but let me know if you want to, and I can go further into this. But that's basically it. You don't need any special soldering hardware or anything like that. I highly suggest getting a multimeter so you can check your continuity, because you'll pull your hair out trying to guess what's happening down on this side to the cable to what's like up here with your long cable run. But yeah, if you see our videos and you're saying, what's that cable to run on your helmet? This is what it is. So I hope you liked the video, and let me know what you think, and I'll help you out if you're interested. See you guys.